Okay, good morning. Thanks a lot for the presentation and thanks a lot for inviting me to this conference. It's a pleasure for me to speak, even if it's online. And today, indeed, I'm representing CINEA, which is the Climate Infrastructure and Environment Executive Agency of the European Commission. I work in the Life, Energy and Climate Unit. And the idea of this presentation is to present you some opportunities for funding for the clean energy transition, because as the previous speaker said, I mean, funding and financing is essential, and a first help and support can be found in the European Commission, from the European Commission budget. And in particular, I want you to present the live clean energy transition. So let me just share my screen. To present you how CINEA and the Live Clean Energy Transition Program can help you supporting the implementation of energy and climate action plans. So the program, the Live Clean Energy Transition Program, is quite new in the Live family. I guess you know the Live program as a whole, for a program supporting nature and biodiversity, etc. But since 2021, Life has also a clean energy transition sub-program, which is a key program to facilitate the clean energy transition and supporting the implementation of important directives like the Energy Efficiency Directive, the Energy Performance of Building Directive, and the Renewable Energy Directive. So the idea of the program is to fill the gap between the need for energy efficiency, and renewables, and the policy development and implementation. So you will see that it has funding for key areas that I guess are interesting for you, like building renovation, cities and regions, mobilizing investment and finance, home renovation services, energy communities, energy poverty, products, and industry. First thing first, there is a call which is open. The deadline is 16th of November. There are 13 topics which are open, and during this presentation I will present you some of them which I think are more interesting for a city, a region, a municipality which want to work in the clean energy transition. My message here is very clear. I mean, there's still a lot of time to submit a proposal because it's 16th of November. And what we observed in the past is that the success rate of our calls is very high. So it's an excellent opportunity if you work at local level, if you work in cities or municipalities, if you work with cities and municipality. The funding rate is extremely interesting because it covers 95% of the total cost. So if you think of Life as a program with a lower funding rate, it is true for many of the other Life sub-program, but in case of the Life Clean Energy Transition Program, the funding rate is 95%. So you will have 95% of your costs covered if your proposal is accepted for funding. So all the applications are electronically with the funding and tender portals of the European Commission, like in other funding programs such as Horizon Europe, for instance. So in this slide, I selected 4 of the 13 topics which are open, plus I would like to present you 2 other initiatives which are not part of the call, so you don't have to submit a proposal to participate in those initiatives, but they are very interesting because they are another opportunity for you to work on energy and climate at local level. So you will see in this slide the acronym of the topics. For instance, the first one is Life Set Local. A short description, and if it's available, there is also a link to the video recording of the Life Info Day. So I hope that's useful for you to navigate through the program. So we have a program, we have a topic which is dedicated to cities and regions, which is called local. And the idea is to support them to develop energy and climate plans to improve skills on public officers and really deliver the energy transition at local level. Then there is PDA, which is the acronym from Project Development Assistance. And the aim here is to build and launch concrete investment pipelines in different sectors, for instance, in building renovation, in district heating and cooling, etc. Then there is the OSS, or one-stop shop, integrated renovation services topic. So the idea here is to establish a set of integrated services, which are called sometimes one-stop shops, well, actually many times one-stop shops, to facilitate building renovation at local level. And then there is another topic which is very relevant, which is called DHC, so district heating and cooling. It will support the development of investment plans and the building of skills for supporting district heating operators and owners to develop district heating networks. UCF is the acronym for European City Facility. It's a special initiative which aims to boost sustainable investment in cities. I will give you the details in the next slides. And Managenergy is another flagship initiative which aims to empower energy agencies. They were mentioned in the previous presentation as key actors at local level to support cities and municipalities, but it's also open to cities and regions. So deep projects funded by the Life Clean Energy Transition Program can have a great impact and can really support and help the development of sustainable energy projects at local level. And with the next slides, I would like to quickly go through some good examples per topic, just to give you a concrete idea of what you could do if you are funded with these topics. So the first one is the local topic. So we've seen that it aims to support energy transition in cities and regions, and in particular developing CCAPs. So since 2014, it has contributed to build the capacity of public officers and developing more than 700 energy policies and plans. There is a resource which I would encourage you to consult if you're interested to know more. It's called Results Pack, Local Authorities Leading the Way Toward Decarbonizing Europe. You will have the link in the slide. We present and showcase 14 projects which accelerate energy efficient and clean energy solutions at local level, and CINEA, which is the project organizing this conference and also leading the CEESEN network, is one of those excellent examples, in particular showing how Central and Eastern European cities and regions can lead on the energy transition. Accelerate Sunshine, it's a PDA, so a Project Development Assistant project. It's based in Latvia, so the idea of PDA projects is to launch investment pipelines, in this case for building renovation. And you see that it triggered more than 20 million euro of energy-related investment for the deep renovation of 26,000 square meters of public buildings and more than 75,000 square meters of multifamily buildings. It managed to reach energy savings up to 60% of the previous consumption, so really a deep renovation. And it is also a great example of how energy efficiencies can be financed with innovative approaches and not only using public grants, which is a step which needs to be done in many countries in Europe. So public grants, I mean, I'm talking about public grants now, so they are very useful, but they should be understood only as the catalyst to start working. And in this case, the grant given to Accelerate Sunshine supporting and help them to leverage much more investments on the ground. So that's the idea of the catalyst role for public grants. If we go to the development of one-stop shops, I brought you an example from Bulgaria, Sofia, Bulgaria. So they developed and tested a one-stop shop assistance model, again, for energy renovation of multifamily buildings in Sofia. Again, here, the idea is to support the transition from the past, which was based on public finance, to a market-based model. And they managed to mobilize 8 districts in Sofia, which is a capital city, so it's pretty big. And they piloted a renovation in 30 multifamily buildings, which are then ready for energy renovation. And also, one of the great impacts of this project is that it was included, its model, its approach was included in the National Recovery and Resilience Plan. So really, a project which is funded by European fund can test a successful approach, and then the approach can be scaled up, for instance, at national or regional level, and included in the legislative instruments like the recovery and resilience plans. We another example on decarbonizing heating and cooling, the Keep Warm project offers support for the modernization of 24 district heating systems in 5 countries. So Austria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Latvia, and Slovenia, plus 2 contracting parties of the energy community, which are Serbia and Ukraine. So it provided trainings and dedicated technical advisory services to do that. And then there is another project which is called Decarb City Pipes, in which 7 cities are working to phase out natural gas from heating in buildings by 2035, 2050, depending on the city. And to do that, they are working now in developing transition roadmaps, which include specific measures, policies, timelines, financing instruments, responsibilities, and narratives. And then the European City Facility, so is a specific initiative which aims to bridge the gap between the energy and climate strategies, for instance, the CCAPs, and the financing implementation of sustainable energy projects, which are included as measures in the CCAPs or in the energy and climate plans. Because usually when a city develops a plan, it opens a lot of opportunities, but it also starts to face challenges. So how to do the next steps, how to finance and implement the projects which the city decided to include in the CCAP. So the UCF is thought to help this first step, to remove these entry barriers, because it has a fast track application, for instance, compared to the other EU funding programs, because the idea is to give successful cities 60,000 euros to start working on the matter, and to remove the entry barriers and to formulate investment programs for turning the CCAPs into concrete projects. It is very interesting because it has a national support network across member states. So you will receive support in your language. So if you want to know more about the city facility, if you want to understand how to apply, if you want to get to know successful stories, etc., etc. Again, you have the link in the slide and you can consult it. So almost 90 cities in the Central and Eastern Europe are working to turn their energy plans into sustainable investment projects. There will be more because there is the evaluation of the 5th call of the city facility, which is ongoing. And there are 2 more calls planned in 2023 and 2024. They are open to EU 27, Iceland, and Ukraine. And if you click in the link, you can subscribe to their news, and so you will get to know about future calls. as soon as they are published. Managenergy, it's a capacity building and training initiative which is dedicated to energy agencies, to local and regional energy agencies, to build their capacity so they can properly support cities and regions in facilitating investment in sustainable energy. It offers a lot of services which are for free, and actually there is also reimbursement in case you, for instance, you apply for a master class and you need to travel to Brussels, you will get a contribution to your travel and subsistence cost. There are coaching services which are called expert missions. So an expert from Managenergy will come to your city, to your energy agency to support you on specific issues. There are work shadowing schemes, so you can travel to understand how another energy agency, for instance, is working in another country. And then there are webinars and talks. It's open also to cities and regions which are interested to establish an energy agency. So that's a new feature of this edition. So you don't have to be an energy agency or local and regional energy agency only. But if you're a city interested to establish an energy agency, please go to the managenergy.eu website and discover all the possibilities that you have. And if you want to be inspired by one of the talks that Managenergy organize, there's a link to a very interesting TED talk, which is called Winning the Race to Net Zero. And it's about how industry and businesses can contribute to the energy transition. Just referencing to the presentation of the moderator. So my main three messages before concluding are that the Central and Eastern European cities and regions, they have a key role to play in the clean energy transition. We've heard they also have challenges. The energy transition has had a mixed development, let's say, so far, but you have also a lot of opportunities. Some of them were mentioned by previous speakers. I presented to you the opportunity offered by the LIFE Clean Energy Transition Program. Remind that there is a call open. The deadline is the 16th of November, so you still have a lot of time to prepare and submit a proposal. The success rate is very high, and you will be reimbursed 95% of your cost will be covered. And CINEA, as the executive agency of the European Commission managing in particular the LIFE Clean Energy Transition Program, is here to support you. So you can subscribe to our newsletter. You have a lot of online resources on the live call, for instance, recordings of info days or presentation, etc. There will be on the 25th of October in Brussels an extremely interesting conference which is called Covenant of Mayors Investment Forum. And please, if you have any questions, contact us. And that's the email. Thanks a lot.